Now to the Upper West region, where some farmers are lamenting their losses following a drought that lasted over 2 months. Recounting their predicaments to ChannelOne News' Latif Mahama, some of the farmers decried that they have lost their lifetime investment due to the disaster and want the government to initiate urgent measures to mitigate their losses.
Available records from the Upper West Regional Directorate of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture indicate that most parts of the region experienced nearly 2 months without any significant rainfall. The situation has resulted in stunted crop growth, leaving farmers with little hope for a successful harvest. A visit to some farms in the Wa East, Sisala East and Sisala West, which are regarded as the food basket of the region, indicates a dire situation, as most crops, particularly maize and groundnuts, are dying due to the drought. This raises widespread concerns about food security and the livelihoods of thousands of farmers.
The over 1 month dry spell that hit the Upper West region has caused a devastating impact on many crop fields in the region. Even before the harvesting season, some farmers are already counting their losses, with some expressing fears of an imminent food shortage that may hit the country.
For the impact of the drought is unmeasurable. I, as a commercial farmer, I do not less than 500. The company equally does around 2,000. If you come and see the severity of the drought, you agree that we have come back to square one. We do contract farming as a company. We have provided inputs to the farmers. But after visiting the farms to see the damage of the drought, we have believed that we have come back to square one. We are back to square one as a company, and we are likely to follow up. So if government doesn't do anything tangible for the farmers in the Sisala Enclave or Upper West region, our story is nothing to write home about.
If you look, anybody who has been a farmer this year, you know how the input are costly. The cost of input, especially fertilizer, then the hybrid. These are hybrids. This is LG. All what we planted is LG. And then everybody knows how the cost of LG is. And considering somebody planting about 350 acres of maize farm, it's not a small cost. And then the fertilizer itself, the weedicide that we use, and even the clearing of the land, we use dozer. I think when around you could see clearly how the trees have been pushed away and others have been. It's dozer that we use to clear the whole fault. And in fact, the cost is too heavy on us.
The Upper West Regional Crop Officer at the Department of Food and Agriculture sheds more light on the situation.
It has caused some plants to be wilted. Example, maize, legumes, and the others. So certainly we should expect a decrease in yields.
The Minister of Food and Agriculture, Brian Achampon, has expressed optimism that there will be no famine despite the drought in northern Ghana. Farmers in the Upper West region, however, think otherwise.
It's an open secret that the Sisala land produce about 70% of Ghana maize. The Greek minister himself agrees with that. Now, if we are hard hit in such a way that when you go to some communities, those that are hard hit, you cannot even harvest a single grain from some farms. If you cannot harvest a single grain from some farms because they are completely damaged, where are we going to conjure the food? The drought has actually proven to us that being dependent on nature for farming, you have no security. And for what has happened to the northern sector, precisely the Sisalas, for this year, sure, because we produce greater percentage of the food, let's say grains, in the country, and there's no doubt about that. Now that we're hard hit, where is Ghana going to get the food to feed Ghana?
The Ministry of Food and Agriculture has requested funding of over 8 billion Ghana cedis to implement several measures to avert a full-blown food security crisis, including mopping up stocks from farmers, urgent importation of grains, and cash transfers to affected farmers. Alhaji Nankpa, however, says the intervention will not be enough to combat the effects of the dry spell on farmers in the country. Former research scientists with the Savannah Agriculture Research Institute of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research Professor Roger Canton shares his opinion on the issue.
1,000 cedis for 2.5 acres, which is equivalent to 1 hectare, is on the lower side, and I do not think that is the right way to go. If the government can increase that to at least 2,000, because an acre, which is just about a quarter of the hectare, costs about 3,000 Ghana cedis. So I do not think that the 1,000 for a hectare is quite good enough.
Farmers in the Upper West region have expressed fears of losing their investments following the over 1 month drought that hit the region. They are therefore appealing to the government to institute pragmatic measures that will mitigate their losses. Reporting for Channel One News, Latif Mahama, Manwe.